Module 4, Video 4. The I method. Now, the I method is another communication technique, strategy, if you will, that helps people say things that may be difficult to say. Okay? Now, the question is, when should you use it? First thing is, you should use it when you have to express something that maybe you notice your partner is doing that maybe being done to you. All right? Or something that you don't like or disturbs you. Okay? But it's a way that you say it. You say it when you're not sure how to present it. You notice a behavior that your partner's doing. You notice something that you see. You notice that they're talking to someone that you don't like, maybe a female that you don't like, okay? Or you notice that they're hiding their phone, or you notice anything, a behavior that disturbs you. Now watch this. Now the question is, why does it work? Because it helps you call out a behavior without being accusatory. Now, a lot of times when you're talking to people and people feel attacked, what do? They shut down, they rebut, I feel attacked, so I don't want to deal with it. So the way we do it is, I'm going to do a Jedi mind trick on you. I'm going to show you how you use both parts of the brain, the analytical and the emotional, to get across your point. All right, here we go. Let's jump on it. Now, the process. It says follow the stages. Watch this. Let me move this back a tad. Now, I'm going to stand up when I give you this because this is important. So, the first stage, listen to me carefully. There are 5 stages in this I methodology with communication technique. The first stage is what I call stage 1. It is called the IC stage. IC stage is when you state the facts. Now watch this. So, because a lot of times what people want to do when you're trying to call them out on a behavior, they want to get emotional. Why are you saying this? You did this. And then what you do is bring them back to the facts. I notice that you leave the room when you get a phone call. I see that you leave the room. I call this the IC stage or I notice stage. You state the facts. Well, when people try to get emotional, you bring them back to the facts. But the truth is this, is that you do leave the room. The truth is you turn your phone over. The truth is you raise your voice at me. That's a fact. I noticed that. You go back to the facts. You state the facts. That's stage 1. Why do you state the facts? Because you don't allow the emotions to come in before you state the facts. Now, once you state the facts, you say, here's what I noticed. Here's what I see. And then you state stage 2 is, here's how it makes me feel. I feel undervalued. I feel disrespected. I feel angry. I feel unheard. I feel these things. I feel disappointed. I feel frustrated. I noticed that you've been talking to that female. I feel frustrated. I feel disappointed because you said you would not. Notice, first thing I did was state the facts. I used the analytical side of your brain. Then I switched over to the emotional side. So what it is, I don't want to get into the mumbo jumbo, but the first I used the neocortex, the analytical side of your brain. I stated the fact because people cannot refute or deviate the fact. The fact is this. Here's what I noticed. Then what I did was I touched the limbic part of the brain and I said, here's how I feel about the fact. Here's how I feel about you texting, you sending pictures to another female. Here's how I feel about that. It makes me feel like I'm disrespected, that I'm undervalued, that I'm not valued, that you don't take this serious, right? So what do? State the fact, state how you feel about the fact. Then there's going to be dialogue within it. They're going to be discussing back and forth. But stage 3 is the stage where you get into, I want this to happen. I would like for this to occur, but it's not happening. I want stage. We call that stage 3 is the I want stage or I would like stage. Okay? I would like this to happen. You're very clear about the things that you want. Now, stage 4 is the stage that people get confused. It's called the state the consequences stage, right? It's when you say, you know what, if this keeps going, I don't think our relationship can flourish. If this behavior continues, we can't communicate better. There has to be a consequence for what it is you're doing. If this behavior continues, honestly, I gotta leave the relationship. I don't want it to get to that, but you have to state the consequence. The consequence might be we're not communicating. The consequence, our relationship can't grow. The consequence, we're not communicating, we're not connecting. That might be the consequence. It may not be walking away from the relationship, but there has to be a consequence. And when you go through these stages, what you're doing is now you're letting the person know that I'm all in with solving this problem. I want to solve it. When you get to the consequence stage, you say this. Here's the consequence. Here's what could happen in our relationship. But I want to solve this problem. I want us to resolve it. And then that's when you say, I have an idea, or you ask them, what can they do? Or what can you do? Or you talk about the concept, you talk about the conflict. And then after you discuss it, you always end it with gaining an agreement. Can we agree that you won't do this? Or can we agree that when this happens, when you get angry, you won't slam the door or tear up stuff?